I mean, like, I do think that it was part like something her character would do. Everyone that's like, she would never do that. It's like, well, yeah, she would. We watched
Like
her do
they've
it for
talked about her being like you've seen her be a little crazy the whole series.
yeah, the entire time, even the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't think that is a good argument. I just don't think that the beat did not hit. It
Did you
did not
watch
hit
the
for me.
after episode?
No, I did not.
So a lot of people were like, "Why the fuck is that going on? Like, why would she do that?" And David and Dan said that in that moment, where her and Drogon are like perched on the wall and the
Yeah.
bells are ringing, it's like she has this choice and she decides, like at that moment, that she's gonna rule by fear.
Yeah.
And so that she just fucking kills everybody.
But see, that's the thing though, where like I am the type of person whenever I watch something that like I don't need things to be explained to me with like shitty exposition. But it's like you said, it was like whenever you read one of my drafts of Ambling Alp, you were like, you just because you write that they changed their mind doesn't mean that the audience will know that they changed their mind. And so and I guess Game of Thrones can struggle with that too, because I watched her watch the city surrender and then her go, well, okay, and then just start burning shit down.
Well, she is Targaryen.
I understand that, but it was like, even then though, she was the type of Targaryen where it seemed like she tried to use her the monster inside her or whatever bullshit for some sort of good.
Yeah.
Even though she's been crazy, but it just seemed like this switch was flipped and we didn't even watch the switch flipped. It was just like, okay, she's upset, and then, oh my god, she's really upset.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? Like, she just won. She just took the city. Because we watched Cersei realize that she wasn't going to win. When Drogon was destroying the big bows,
Oh, yeah. I think also, though, like throughout the entire series, any time that she got more power, it was from her burning someone or, using Drogon and the dragons to destroy something with fire. And this was just her doing the shit she knows.
Yeah, but I guess like I felt that moment had hit already by her destroying the Iron Fleet and the walls essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess I'm more bummed that we didn't get a moment with Cersei and Daenerys. Give me the same exact episode if you want. You know what I mean? Where she has that flip switched. And again, I say all that with like, this is just me,
being uncomfortable with genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's a hard thing to watch. It was hard to watch.
It was a heavy fucking episode.
It was. I watched it with my aunt and uncle who I moved in with.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I was like, trying not to cry in front of them. Because like, I don't think I've ever cried in front of them. Unless I was me being a baby counts. But I was just like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It definitely, I was like, okay, yeah, they won the city. Now what's going to happen? And then she started flying, and I was like, oh no. Don't do it.
See, that was the thing. I thought she was about to, like, intensely fly to Cersei, and then I thought that she was going to burn down the castle. And I was okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been... Because then she's breaking the wheel in front of the entire city. That's, I mean, But again, I'm not a writer, and, I don't know the Targaryens as well as I maybe think I do. But, that was just... It was just interesting to watch expectations be subverted. But, like, the Red Wedding was expectations subverted, but everyone was on board with it. You know what I mean? It's hard to watch something and then see on Twitter, because I tweeted about it. I was like, guys, this is all bullshit. I'll pull up the tweet so it can make sense specifically. Do.
I just think a lot of people are upset because they didn't get what they wanted. Like, everybody was so sure that Daenerys was this incredible leader and wonderful lady, and she just was not that.
Yeah. But I said, like, you know, you gotta start bashing the writers. We don't know what they're doing. I thought that the final episode was gonna be kind of an undoing or a better explanation on her part of the Bells episode. But I said, like, that's what's toxic about fan culture. Like, when somebody cries out that they don't like it and somebody else feels the same opinion, they feel validated.
Yeah.
And then it snowballs. And so everyone's like, oh, wait, you didn't like it either? And it's like, you know, just because you didn't like it doesn't mean that you're right. You know, it's a show that you had nothing to do with the creation of.
Mm-hmm.
And so until, you know, we hear an interview with, like, Kit Harington, Emilia Clarke, that's like, I do not like this season, which I don't think they're contractually allowed to do.
I've heard that some, I haven't heard who. Excuse me. Just. Oh God. I'm done.
That shit hits hard, doesn't it?
Oh fuck. Ooh. I have heard that some of the cast was not thrilled with the last season, but I have not. I just seen people say that. I have not heard who. I have not seen any like specific quotes or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very interested to see what comes out about this, because, like, you know, if what you say is true about those guys wanting to move on to Star Wars and kind of leave Game of Thrones, there are other storytellers that could have picked up the torch. So was it worth it? You know, I don't know. Maybe they could have done another season, but I
don't think they could have done it with anybody else, you know.
Yeah, I just think that it should have been one regular length season.
Yeah, I would have been very okay with that for sure. All right, let's jump into the finale.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
I'm ready.
Because there's a lot of two different sides about this here episode.
So I will just start with saying that I think that Bran being on the throne is absolutely not his character at all. I do think it's cool that the show started and ended with Bran, essentially, where the big points of the first and last episode have to do with Bran.
Yeah.
That is a nice way to wrap up a story. And no one expected him to be on the throne, I don't think.
Oh, I definitely had some friends who called that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Saturday night, I was at their house, and people were like, yeah, Bran's going to be on the throne. And I was like, fighting them, being like, no, there's no fucking way.
So who did you want?
Okay, so I wanted Jon, but I didn't ever think that was going to happen.
Really?
I really thought it was going to be Sansa.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Essentially, but I mean, like, she is on the throne too.
Yeah, for sure.
So is Jon. Like, we forget that entire point, you know, that entire season where he's kind of the apprentice of Mance Rayder.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool, I think, to have that moment. But for me, I just don't think it was Bran's character, in the sense of, like, for the past 3 seasons, he's like, I'm not Bran, I'm the three-eyed raven. And then they're like, hey, Bran, do you want to be king? He's like, fuck it, I guess so. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, like, making from everyone else's standpoint, it makes sense that it be Bran.
Yes. I agree with that. I do agree with the outside looking in for the people at that. I
don't feel like they fleshed out the three-eyed raven thing enough.
Yeah.
But I do think I can see Bran making that switch.
Can you?
Yeah, I can see him because, he's got, all of time in his head.
Yeah.
So he knew that this was happening.
Yeah.
So like him, you can say some weird fucking shit so that you don't have to be king in the north, so that you can be king of the six kingdoms.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was his end game. Maybe he played the Game of Thrones. That's wild.
Did you realize that titty baby was there?
Yeah.
I did not realize that was him.
What was his name again? I totally forgot. Robert Aaron? No, that was his dad.
He's not John Aaron, is he? I don't fucking remember. I haven't seen that kid since season 4.
I think it is Robert Aaron, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that was him.
I'm googling it. Titty baby, Game of Thrones.
That titty baby. That was super weird. Here's who I wanted on the throne, and this one is controversial.
It's Robin Aaron.
Robin Aaron, not Robert Aaron. I'm thinking of Roger Ebert. Robert Egert? I don't know. The film critic. Robert Egert? Roger Ebert? It's Roger Ebert.
Okay. I believe
Roger Ebert? No, I wanted Gendry. I legitimately wanted Gendry on the throne. I know that sounds crazy, but because when she made him a Baratheon, I was like, holy shit, the Starks wanted, or to some degree, Ned Stark did.
Yeah.
Wanted Robert Baratheon's actual heir on the throne. Because we forget too, because Stannis was such a fuck by the end of it all, but Ned originally wanted Stannis to be on the throne. At least until Joffrey came of age, but that was before he found out that he was a Lannister.
Yeah.
So I legitimately did think that Gendry was gonna be on the throne.
No, I knew that as soon as Daenerys made him Lord of, I don't remember where she gave him.
Yeah.
But that was just I was like, oh, she's just getting him out so that he has. He can't say, oh, I've got claim to the throne.
Yeah. It was interesting. I also wanted Jon. I thought that they might give us Jon. I really did.
I really did after the Bells episode. I really did for a second.
Yeah. I'm pissed though because this was the first time I've had something spoiled for me.
What did you get spoiled?
I knew that Jon was sent back to the Wall.
Oh, okay.
Somebody tweeted it because a leak came out and it was accurate, and they were like, "This is what happens in the next episode," from the same guy who leaked the Bells episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only thing I saw, because it was a whole bulleted list, and I didn't see that it was a spoiler thing. They said Game of Thrones next episode, and it wasn't like a prediction. It was like,
It just listed things happening. Yeah, one of my good friends, there was a post on Reddit, I believe, that stuff from every episode this season, and he told us after the Bells episode, and he was like, dude, it's gotten everything right about every episode. Stay off the internet, because I've seen the end of the season, and I'm fucked up about it.
Yeah, I think it was just odd, and maybe that's why I had a weird time with it, because I knew how it was going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no tension for me with the Daenerys and Jon scene. I
was anxious.
Yeah, I also hate that we never know for sure by at least fire that Jon is a Targaryen. I wanted to see that real bad.
I really thought Drogon was gonna
Yeah.
But what he did was so much nicer.
It was pretty badass, to be honest.
That was a very beautiful moment.
And Bran is on the wooden throne.
Oh my god!
It's portable.
They did not have to call him Bran the Broken. That's really fucked up.
It really is. Bran the Broken.
They could have said Stark. That's his fucking name.
That's my Peter Dinklage impersonation, or Tyrion impersonation. He's like, you could be Bran the Broken. He kind of sounds like Donald Trump.
No.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he definitely does for sure.